Ladies and gentlemen, it actually happened. Jimmy Uso turned on his brother Jey Uso, and it was so predictable that I'm sure a lot of us didn't predict that it would actually happen. It's been a few days since SummerSlam, and I wanted to take some time to really think about this, and I personally think the Bloodline story needs to end right now. And Jimmy versus Jey could actually be step number one. Let me explain. I think we can all see that WWE is running the risk of losing the audience investment with repetitiveness in this story. For instance, SummerSlam. It just seems like the crowd is pretty much getting dead by the time the match starts. Roman having these long intros and beginnings to matches. There's the 5-minute stare down, the 3 to 4 lockups where Roman tosses his opponent to show strength, him proceeding to beat up said opponent, trash talk them, and trash talk the crowd. And then once the opponent finally gets some offense in, the match officially picks up and it starts. The exception to this was with Brock Lesnar and him using a tractor to damn near lift the entire ring. The first question I have, what do we do with Roman? He literally only wrestled his family, and he has not put up the title against anybody else since WrestleMania. And that was in April. It's almost mid-August. I think what we need to do is, in this story for now, have Roman, even solo, be involved with other competitors. And one of the first choices, in my opinion, is Bobby Lashley. The new Hurt Business would definitely even things up when it comes to the numbers game, and you have some fresh story around this title, even though that the rumors are he's supposed to have this title until WrestleMania 40. At least it gives us a break from that. With this freshness around the story, it takes away from the family aspect. Because let's be honest, nobody thought Jey was gonna win. He got his moment at Money in the Bank. I personally don't like the fact that there are rumors about Roman versus Cody at WrestleMania 40 already, because to me that ruins any intrigue of anybody that steps in front of Roman in the ring. And yes, it's a rumor, but let's be honest here. They've kept the belt on this man for 1,000+ days, and Cody is obviously the biggest babyface in the company. So it's totally in WWE's playbook to have both of them clash at Mania for a part 2 main event. Like I said before, back to Jimmy and Jey, I had to think it over, and I'm honestly not mad at the turn. Now, the only gripe that I do have is the timing. I was kind of confused as to why Jimmy would literally help the guy who beat the dog shit out of him to the point that he was written off TV just because he's jealous of his brother. So you're telling me jealousy is so strong that you're going to completely ignore I can't even talk. You're going to completely ignore the person who physically harmed you, so much so that you had to go to a local medical facility. You would rather cost your brother, the one who took this match to change your family's trajectory, to help fulfill your goal of the bloodline being ran with respect. You cost him the match? Fam, I would have much rather Jimmy turned after the match. At that point, you don't cross any intentions. You can still have Jimmy mad at Roman, but also mad at Jey that he even got the opportunity. Maybe have him console his brother after losing. I mean, hell, how many people have to turn on Jey, man? Roman, Solo, and his twin? Sammy is looking more and more like the actual family member every single day. But I think you have Jimmy console him and then turn. Then there's the topic of Jimmy versus Jey at WrestleMania. Apparently they want to face each other on the grandest stage of them all before their career is over. I'm totally fine with that. My only problem with that is, why start the beef now? WrestleMania is in another 9 months. A whole pregnancy away. So we got 9 months of trying to figure out how to bridge the gap with this story. The only thing I can think of is this has to be a multi-match story that culminates at WrestleMania. And I think it can be its own thing. And the one direction that I feel that we can go with this is Shawn and Triple H. If you remember, Shawn Michaels and Triple H were stablemates in DX. And that blood feud took a life of itself when Triple H turned on HBK. It became about jealousy, the spotlight being stolen, ego, everything about Shawn that Triple H had a problem with. They could do the same using the bloodline as a segue to express Jimmy's frustrations over the course of their career. There's so much history there, and they can dig into that. Although I think that there shouldn't be too much Roman Reigns involved in this, they can have some callbacks even way before the official bloodline became a thing. There has to be substantial reasons in WWE, in their WWE career, because you remember when Jey turned on Roman, when he super kicked him, a big part of that was Jey expressing to his brother Jimmy that he was always trying to keep up with him. So I think that if they were to go the route of jealousy and expressing jealousy, definitely it should be more so about their WWE career and not their childhood, because based off of the way that they introduced that to us, Jey was the one that may or may not have been jealous of Jimmy. Because remember, he was talking about prom king, player of the year, most likely to succeed. And he said he was just trying to keep up with his older brother. So Jey was the one in the seat to be jealous. But it turned out to be Jimmy. And I think I have an idea of how this can actually work. Let's backtrack. In their WWE career, they have done a lot in the tag team division. But have you ever noticed who got the most important pins in their matches? Let's go all the way back to the face paint days. The first person to ever pin Roman Reigns, who got the pin? Jey Uso. 2014, the Usos' first tag team championships. Who got the pin? Jey Uso. 2017, to become 3-time tag team champions. Who got the pin? Jey Uso. SummerSlam 2017, to become 4-time tag team champions. Who got the pin? Jey Uso. That banger Hell in a Cell match, again, against the New Day. Who got the pin? Jey Uso. Unifying the Raw and SmackDown tag team championships. Who got the pin? Jey Uso. The record-breaking match, beating the New Day's reign to become the longest reigning tag team champions of all time. Who got the pin? Jey Uso. And Money in the Bank this year, the Usos beat the Bloodline. Who got the pin? Jey Uso. And to top it all off, who main evented SummerSlam? The second biggest pay-per-view of the year, the WrestleMania of the summer. Main event, Jey Uso. Dang, now after saying all of that, I can definitely see how Jimmy is definitely jealous. Now, if this feud is on the basis of all of those, more spotlight, jealousy, Jey Uso getting more opportunities, or Jey Uso getting more shine than Jimmy from a historical viewpoint, and it's more about their WWE career, I think this could work and it could be a fresh start, as it's not directly related to the recent Bloodline story. If I was WWE, I would definitely go that route. But for now, we have to wait and see. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend, and subscribe if you're new, and let me know in the comments, how do you feel? How did you all feel about the turn at SummerSlam? Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you back in the ring.